Alright, so let's look at problem number 11. A committee has 10 students and 5 staff on it. Find the probability of selecting a subcommittee of 3 people who are all staff. So we first need is to figure out how many ways the committee could be selected in general. So if you have 10 students and 5 staff, that's a total of 15 people. And we're selecting 3 of those. That's how many ways you could pick the committee. Now we then want to know what's the probability of selecting a subcommittee of 3 people or all staff. Well, out of the 15 people, 5 of them are staff. So if the committee was all staff, you would have had to pick 3 out of those 5 people. Alright, so let's put that in our calculator. So I'm going to do my fraction key, 5, PRB key, option number 2, so we end NCR 3. I'll get my down arrow, I'm going to type my 15, probability key, option 2, 3. Enter. That gives us 2 over 91. Now, if on the test they ask you to write these probabilities from problems 9, 10, 11 decimals, just remember, next to your 3 key, you have that double arrow key. You would just hit that double arrow key, and it will give you the probability as a decimal. So, to the nearest thousand would be 0.022. So, a little over 2% chance. Let's try number 12. Ages of a group of people surveyed are given below. Want to construct a frequency distribution using the class intervals given below. So basically I'm going to mark these down here. So like with a 16, I'm just going to mark it right on here the frequency. 15 would go here. 11 would go here. 17, 6, 24, 13, 2, 18, so I'm just doing my tally right now, 13, 19, 14, 11, 17, 9, 16, 7, 14, 11, we have a 2, a 16, 8, 7, 23, 12, and 18. So, with that, we're just going to do the counts. So here I've got a 2. Looks like we have 5 here, 9 here, 8 here, and 2 there. And then this would be our frequency distribution. Let's try number 13. The grades for the third exam are listed below. Construct a stem and leaf diagram given the stems below. Alright, so 98. So remember the stems here, these are numbers in the tens place. We're putting down the ones. So 98, the 8's going to go here. 73, the 3 goes here. 67, put the 7 here. 72, 95, 71, 86, 79, 62, 80, 73, 70, 52, 90, 51, 78, 88, 86, 96, 79, 95, 75, 93, 55, 77, 83, 73, 89, 98, 72, 74, 82, and 90. And then this would be our stem and leaf diagram. And again, nice thing about a stem and leaf diagram, if you turn on the side, you got a little bar graph. Alright, let's try number 13. We can find the mean, the median, mode, and mid-range of 8, 1, 37, 7, 6, 30, sorry, I'm going to try again. 8, 1, 34, 7, 6, and 34. We can already tell what the mode is. That's going to be 34. And remember the mid-range. And you can always look this on your formula sheet if you forget about the mid-range. It's the highest data value plus the lowest data value divided by 2. So my highest data value is 1. The highest data value is 34. Lowest is a 1, so I'm going to take 1 plus 34. That's 35 divided by 2. And 35 divided by 2, that would be 17.5. So we already have the mode, and we already have the mid-range. Now to get the mean, we need to add these 6 numbers up and then divide by 6. So we're just going to go and sum those numbers up. And I think that adds up to 90. So we're going to take 90 divided by 6, and that will give us 15. So there's our mean. So now we just need the median. And remember, the median, you have to list the numbers from smallest to largest. So I'm going to list my 1 first. 6, 7, 8, and then my 2 34s. There's an even number of numbers here. So I'm going to have my 2 middle numbers. I'm going to add them together and divide by 2. And that will give us 7.5. Alright, let's take a look at the next problem. So we have a survey of people with 2 or more email accounts was taken. The results are displayed below. So these are the number of people, and this is my data here. So there were 6 people that had 2 email accounts, 36 that have 3. Looks like 12 had 4. There was 30 that had 5 and 30 that had 6. Find the mean number of email accounts people have, round to the nearest hundredth. Alright, so remember, this is my data. The x-axis is my data. This is my frequency. And we do not want to do this problem by hand. There's too many numbers here to add up. So, I'm going to turn on our calculator, clear everything out. And we're going to start entering this information. So, we're going to go to our data. I have all data, so I'm going to hit the data again. Option 4 to clear it. And then my data here is 2 through 6. So I'm going to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now frequency for the 2 was 6. For the 3 was 36. The 4 here was 12. And the 5 and 6 were 30 each. So just remember, I'm putting the x's in L1, my y's or my frequency in L2. Now I'm going to do a second stat key, one variable stats. Data is in L1. My frequency is L2, so the way my calculator was set up, it was already correct. If not, you would just go ahead and arrow over to L2, hit enter, and then enter to calculate. So here's my mean, 4.37. So again, you want to be doing this on the calculator. And it's 4.37 email accounts. And then number 16 says find the medium. All right, well, we already have our data here. In my up arrow, my medium's 5. So we're just using this graph for both 15 and 16. All right, here's another one that uses the information mode to solve 17 and 18. So here we have a survey found with 2 or more computers taken. The results are displayed below. So these are the number of computers, and these are families. So again, this is my data. This is my frequency. So the first thing they ask is to find the mode and the range. Well, the mode is where we have the most families. Most families have 2. So the mode's not 4, the mode is 2. Because again, you got to go back to your data. And then the range, that's the largest value minus the smallest value. So again, just remember that's on your formula sheet here. Well, largest data value is 7, smallest is 2, so I'm going to take 7 minus 2. That's going to give me 5 for the range. Number 18 says to find the standard deviation. Even though they give you the formula on the test, on your paper here, do not use it. Use your calculator. Please use your calculator. It just takes too long. So I'm going to go to my data, hit data again, option 4, clear everything out. So my data here is 2, 3. I really don't need to enter a 4 because there's nothing on 4. We have 5 and 7. And there on 2 we have 4, there was 4 of them, so that's my frequency. 3 I had 1. Oops. Let me try that again. There was 2 that had 5, and there was 1 that had 7. And now I'm going to calculate. Oops. And what they say, round to the nearest 100. So we're going to round that off to 1.93. All right, let's go ahead and turn the page to number 19. Number of miles per gallon a sample employee say their cars gets is given below. Okay, so we want to find the mid-range and the range. All right, so we need to look for the lowest and highest data value. So I'm looking here. So 16 is my lowest. Let's see, we have 53 then is the highest. So for the mid-range, I'm going to add them together and divide by 2. So we're going to take 53 plus 16 and then divide by 2. It's 34.5. So there's our mid-range. And then the range, we're just going to subtract them. So we're going to take 53 minus 16, and that will give us 37 miles per gallon. Number 20, standard deviation. Yuck. Okay, again, we don't want to do that by hand. So we're going to use our calculator. So let's get the data. Again, I'm going to need to clear this out, so I'm going to hit data again. Option 4 to clear everything out. And I'm just going to put all this data here in the first column. So 35, 33, 24, 16, 53, 18, 21, 28, 35, 29, 31, and 43. And now I'm going to do a second stat. Now here's where I have to be careful. We didn't have anything in L2. So when I go down to my frequency here, I've got to move my cursor over to where it says 1, hit enter. Because each data here is only here once. Then calculate. So this would give us our standard deviation. And what would they say to round to? They said to the nearest hundredth, so our standard deviation, approximately 10.52. And that's it for the test drive.